Imagine you want to buy a toy from another country. Maybe it's a popular action figure from Japan, or a unique puzzle from Germany. You're excited to get something special that isn't available at your local store. But as you go to make your purchase, you notice the price is much higher than you expected. Why is that? Your government adds a special tax called a tariff to imported goods. This tax is designed to make foreign products more expensive so that local products seem like a better deal. The idea is to encourage you and others to buy things made in your own country, supporting local businesses and workers. Tariffs are meant to protect local industries by raising the price of imports, giving domestic companies a better chance to compete. For example, if local toy makers are struggling because imported toys are cheaper, a tariff can help level the playing field. But the effects of tariffs don't stop there. They can ripple through the entire economy in ways that aren't always obvious. When a tariff is placed on a product, the company importing it has to pay the extra tax. Most of the time, they pass this cost on to you, the consumer, by raising the price of the product. This means you end up paying more for the same toy, and sometimes you might even decide not to buy it at all. Higher prices can lead to lower sales, which can unintentionally hurt other businesses that rely on imports like retailers and shipping companies. Over time, this creates a ripple effect throughout the economy, affecting jobs, wages, and even the choices available to consumers. Tariffs can also spark trade wars. When one country raises tariffs, others often retaliate by imposing their own tariffs on different goods. This back and forth can escalate quickly, making it harder for businesses to plan for the future and creating uncertainty in the global marketplace. This uncertainty can slow down investment as companies become hesitant to expand or hire new workers. It can even damage economic growth, turning what seemed like a simple protective measure into a global headache that affects everyone, from factory workers to investors to everyday shoppers. While tariffs might help certain industries in the short term, they often lead to higher prices for consumers and provoke retaliation from other countries. This can disrupt global supply chains, delay shipments, and make everyday goods more expensive or harder to find. The recent return of aggressive tariff policies marks a worrying reversal of decades of efforts to reduce trade barriers. As countries rethink their strategies, the world faces new challenges in balancing protectionism with the benefits of open trade. In 2025, President Trump has made tariffs central to his economic agenda, emphasizing the need to protect American jobs and industries from what he describes as unfair foreign competition. He has imposed reciprocal tariffs to reduce the U.S. trade deficit, targeting countries that he believes have taken advantage of the U.S. for too long. This policy targets a wide range of products, from electronics to agricultural goods, aiming to force other nations to lower their trade barriers and open their markets to American products. A new wave of tariffs includes a 10% tariff on countries aligning with the BRICS bloc, which has been criticized for its anti-American policies and efforts to create an alternative global economic order. Even close allies like Japan and South Korea face threats of high tariffs unless they agree to new trade deals that are more favorable to the U.S., putting strain on long-standing alliances. The administration argues these tariffs protect American industries from unfair competition, ensuring that U.S. companies can compete on a level playing field and maintain their market share. This aggressive stance challenges the global trading system, creating a tense environment for trade negotiations and leading to a series of retaliatory measures from other countries. Long-standing allies are forced to choose between costly tariffs or concessions, straining alliances and questioning economic reliance on the U.S. The global economic landscape is shifting, and the future of international trade remains uncertain. To see the impact of tariffs, follow a Japanese car's journey to the U.S. Normally, it sells for $25,000, but a 25% tariff adds $5,000. The importer, an American division of the Japanese company, faces a choice: absorb the cost or pass it to consumers. Likely, the price jumps to $30,000, making it less affordable for American families. This encourages buying American-made cars, but may also delay purchases, hurting dealerships and the economy. Tariffs act as a direct tax on consumers, affecting jobs in U.S. factories and dealerships. Retaliation from other countries could hurt U.S. exporters, creating widespread negative consequences. For Japan, steep tariffs are an existential crisis. The economic landscape is shifting dramatically, and the stakes have never been higher. As an export-driven economy, Japan relies heavily on selling goods to the U.S. The American market has been a cornerstone of Japan's economic success for decades. The US has been Japan's most important market and ally, but tariff threats challenge this foundation. The long-standing partnership is now under unprecedented strain. A 25% tariff could devastate Japan's industries, forcing leaders to reassess their global position. The potential economic fallout is immense, affecting everything from manufacturing to financial markets. Japan is considering closer ties with the BRICS bloc, not out of desire but necessity. This shift is driven by the need to secure new markets and reduce dependency on the US. Aligning with BRICS offers access to growing markets, a pragmatic path to economic survival. These emerging economies present new opportunities for trade and investment. Japan's potential pivot is cautious, seeking observer status and new partnerships without antagonizing the US. This delicate balancing act is crucial for maintaining diplomatic relations. This strategic shift signals a profound change in global geopolitics, as a loyal ally looks for new friends. The world watches closely as Japan navigates this complex and uncertain terrain. BRICS, comprising Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, represents over 40% of the world's population and growing GDP. Initially emerging economies, they're now established powers reshaping the global landscape. BRICS aims for a multipolar world, challenging US-dominated institutions like the World Bank and IMF. They've created alternatives like the New Development Bank, offering different financing conditions. The bloc is working on trade using their own currencies, challenging the US dollar's dominance. BRICS expansion includes new countries, increasing its economic weight and geopolitical reach. For Japan, pressured by the US, BRICS offers a compelling alternative, access to vast markets, and a role in shaping new global rules. President Trump's tariff policies have sparked widespread concern, from allies to BRICS nations. Traditional US partners feel betrayed, viewing tariffs as hostile acts against friends. This disbelief is turning into resistance, with BRICS nations uniting against US actions. They condemn unilateral protectionism and coordinate strategies to reduce dependence on the US. Other countries like Canada and Mexico are diversifying trade to protect themselves. The global message is clear: if the US isolates itself, the world will continue trading without it. Instead of bending to US will, countries are uniting against it, building alternative trade networks. Current trade tensions may mark a historic turning point for the global order. The US-led system provided stability, but now it's being questioned by the country that built it. If Japan deepens ties with BRICS, it signals a monumental shift, potentially eroding US influence. This could lead to a multipolar world with distinct economic spheres, complicating global commerce. The decline of the US dollar's dominance is key, as BRICS trades more in their currencies. This transformation affects US borrowing costs and its ability to use financial sanctions. Decisions in Washington, Tokyo, and Beijing are shaping the future of global power. Geopolitical shifts and trade wars have real consequences for daily life. Tariffs raise prices on imported goods, contributing to inflation and a higher cost of living. While tariffs aim to protect domestic jobs, they can destroy jobs in other sectors. US farmers and companies relying on imports may suffer from retaliatory tariffs. Consumers face fewer choices and higher prices as globalization's benefits reverse. Japan's pivot to BRICS highlights a world in flux, driven by US tariff policies. This moment is critical, potentially leading to a fragmented global economy or new cooperation.